It's a good day to play the Talos Principle 2. Welcome to part 20. Yeah! So, last world before us. In the last episode, we completed West 2. And now the only thing that we have to do is complete West 3. And that will be everything completed except for the fourth entrance into the megastructure and probably the golden puzzles. So, yeah, let's explore the fun location, see what it has in store for us. So it is supposed to be the high plain, so a high altitude plateau in the island's western mountain range. The surrounding region often has restricted visibility due to fog. Alright, let's go.
We're getting closer. I hope Byron is still okay.
Prometheus seemed to think so. Let's hope he's trustworthy.
We will see. Textures loading in. Alright. Okay. Looks interesting. Some rings around the central tower. Yeah, we'll see what we have to do here. Looks like it's quite a nice green area.
Another remarkable structure. But what can its purpose be?
Actually, I can answer this one. In the files 1K downloaded, there's a design for a launch pad for space vehicles. This is about 90% identical.
Is it functional?
I don't think so, not if the inside is like the other towers.
Wow. Imagine if it worked. Imagine if we could go up there. I mean, the stars, not the top of the tower. Although, that would be cool too.
Alright, so a space launching platform. So Athena discovered something with the theory of everything. Maybe terraforming is possible as well. Alright, let's talk to Fryer and then to Rand.
What can I do for you, 1K?
What do you think about the choice I made recording the Somnodrome?
I don't know if sharing the truth so openly was a good choice. It's hard to predict the consequences of such an action.
That's true. But it gives everyone the truth. Or access to the truth.
1000. Hello.
Hello. What do you think about the choice I made?
You've made a grave mistake. People need clear moral guidance, and you've just told them to make it up as they go along. We can only pray they don't misinterpret what they see.
I disagree. But hey, that's the basis of a democratic society. Disagreement. Alright, well, let's go through the puzzles. And yeah, we'll see what if they ramp up in difficulty. Right, so we have number 1 down here. From within. Right, so I have a connector. If I activate this, then I will activate these blue fans. I think this is a similar puzzle as in the original Talos Principle game, like the star puzzle. So it definitely does go up in difficulty. I need to, however, connect these. This opens up this. Alright, now that it's connected, I close off the connection so I can pass through these fans, and then I open it up. Pretty easy. Very cool. So, it's a little bit sad they are reusing puzzles. Since,
In your notes, Athena and Cornelius called what they were doing the Noema Project. But in 1K's vision, they just called it the Machine. Because when you strip away all the fancy rhetoric, that's all it is. It's not a source of meaning or purpose. It's just another machine.
Fans. But yeah. A little sad that they reused puzzles. They could have done more. But there wasn't any tutorial inside, so I don't think we'll have any new mechanics. But we'll see. We will see. Let's go to number 2. Yeah. Looks like some of them are placed inside of these craters. Missile launching platform or something. Okay, so we have a fan in here. We can get inside and then launch something out. Okay. Well, we do have a connector. What does this one do? This one powers up the fan. Alright. What does this do? This launches this way. I don't have a box. I don't think I'll need a box. I think I can take this inside and connect these two and place it here. And once I pass through here, I can connect this to that one to sever the connection. Yeah. And now the fan isn't working, which means I can activate this and go through. Alright. Not that bad. Something new in the interface. Is there even a future? Looks like a lot of people are getting excited about how things are going to change, but all I can see is another repetition of the same mistakes. Ecocide, hubris, self-destruction. Why would anything be different this time? We just need to get it right once and the cycle will be broken. That's what everyone says, but yes, we can at least try. Byron once told me that hope is something you only find once you start acting instead of only contemplating. Maybe if you just make a start, you'll feel better. Maybe. Acting is the end of indecisiveness. Indecisiveness is stagnation. So through acting, you give your life purpose. Okay, number 3. Let's go down here. Precision. Okay, so we need a blue. to open up a way. I think I'll need a connector here. Connect to blue. Right, I'll need it there. I also need to activate this. So I think what I just need to do is place it here. Yeah, because this laser activates this this gate and this fan. It's once it's through, it can shoot the laser through the window. So it's not teaching us new mechanics, but it's just teaching us.
The scale of it all is truly breathtaking.
It really is.
But is it a human scale? Or is it so enormous that it can only alienate us? Humans have always been happiest in small communities.
Small town paranoia, isolationism, and peasant mentality. Great for burning witches, not so great for personal freedom.
Ever the pessimist?
She's not a pessimist, she's a realist. But yeah, teaching us how to use fans to move stuff around instead of just us or blocking pathways. Yeah, let's continue and go up here. There's a recording right there. So let's listen to it.
In the simulation, I found myself thinking how hard it must have been for Alexandra to die without knowing if her sacrifices were worth it. It seemed like a tragic end to an inspiring, meaningful life. But now I realize her whole life must have been a struggle. To maintain that faith in humanity when so many people around her insisted that humans are evil, worthless, when they were so lost in self-hatred that they would call their own species a virus. How did she do it? How did she maintain her faith when they were so determined to hate themselves? So determined to reject every solution, every analysis, every step towards controlling the forces that were causing their problems, when they rejected even the concept of progress itself, and then patted themselves on the back for it as if that was original. When I look at the archives now, all I can see is that their leaders were short-sighted idiots and their intellectuals were unimaginative cowards. All they could offer people was a downward trend. Fewer rights, fewer freedoms, fewer resources for anything that mattered. They must have hated Alexandra and everything she stood for. So how? How did she have so much faith?
The power of determination. Alright, duality. So we'll have to connect the red. Look at that. Right, I think I knew. I know. First we need to make sure that this one will be the first one to receive the red, and this one will be the second one, so that we can change the polarity of this one once it's through. So instead, we make it blue here, and connect it to this one, and both this one and this one. And once we pass through, we disconnect it from the blue, and instead connect it to the red. Alright. Not bad. Not bad.
Hey, 1K. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you. I know we're all worried about Byron, especially Al, and I don't want to minimize what happened. But now that the mayor's here, I'm afraid they're going to take this and turn it into a reason to bury their head in the sand. Yes, Byron was rash. He wanted to find Athena so badly that it made him blind. But the thing is, he was right. He was completely and utterly right about what this technology could mean to us. I didn't see it at first, but now it couldn't be more clear to me. The theory of everything is the future, and if we reject it, we're condemning ourselves to a slow death.
Yeah, we have to accept it.
I'm glad. You know, I didn't even realize how much I'd limited my own imagination. How I talked myself into just accepting this incredibly poor future we'd been offered. A future where things just keep getting slightly worse every day, and we accept it because we're ashamed of ourselves. Not of something we've done, but just of our existence. Like we're a virus on this planet. Like our humanity is a sin. I'm so tired of it, 1K. I kept my head down. I focused on fixing things. But that's all I ever did. I never improved anything. I never built anything new. And when I imagine going on like this for thousands of years, that's a fate worse than death. It really is. We either live and grow and expand boldly and proudly, or we might as well switch ourselves off.
We'll find a way.
We better, because I don't think I can handle the alternative.
We'll be fine. We'll do something. Alright. Number 5. Still further this way. And up. We did see that on that hand, yeah, we have the moat. So we'll have Prometheus. And then someone else. Either Pandora or the Sphinx. Probably the Sphinx because we had a lot of Pandora lately. Okay. Down here. Yeah. Number 5. Rerouting. So a red connection here. And then another red to get through. Alright, and here we have 2 connectors. think we need to this here. So that it's out. Once we have this here, we can even connect it to this one. We have to do it better. So that we can go around it. Just a little bit better. That we do have the red. We'll need to put it here. But at the same time, I need it here. So this guy. We need to put it here. Needs to be able to see this as well. I think I put this here. Okay, never mind. Like so. So now we have this. And this can connect to that as well. Let's see both. No. We'll be able to see this though from here. Now I can pass through. Okay, awesome. A little bit more difficult, but manageable as well. Alright.
I'm not surprised that the founder chose you, 1K. You're very much like her. Inquisitive, intelligent, and dedicated. But remember, intelligence by itself has little value unless it is ethically applied.
Hmm. Okay. Number 6. Right here. Mobile instruments. So we need another blue. And this blue has to go through here. And we have a fan, which sees nothing. It sees nothing. What does it see with the box? The box, it sees... oh. Okay. Oh. Interesting. I think I'll need to carry this. Yeah, so if I take this and connect it to that guy as well, and put it on my head, I can pass through, and now just leave it here. Alright. That's cool.
That was really kind of excellent.
Alright. Number 7. Oh. Something new in the interface. The theory of everything. I've been around a long time. If I'd been born a bit earlier, I'd be a first companion. So I've seen the ups and downs of this city, although in recent years I've kept to myself. Now I'd like to pose a question. I don't have an answer in mind, I'd just really like to hear what everyone thinks. I have no doubt that Athena's theory of everything would change our lives, but do you think that perhaps we're better off not knowing? That perhaps having all the answers would just make the universe boring? The ancient writers showed that knowledge can lead to cynicism. We must maintain that sense, the sense of wonder of a child. The theory of everything wouldn't be the end of our journey. It would only be the next step. It would equip us to ask the next set of questions, to explore new possibilities, and to discover and create new wonders. To believe that the universe can be understood or described in objective terms is pure scientism. Nothing exists, even if something exists. Nothing can really be known about it. And even if something can somehow be known about it, information about it can be communicated. And even if it could be communicated, it would not be understood. The truth can be harsh. It's possible that the theory of everything would reveal facts that we'd find hard to deal with, but that doesn't mean we should not confront those facts and our own ethical responsibilities. I think I agree with Mitku the most. Thank you for your thoughtful comments, and by the way, 1K, thank you for all the hard work you've done for New Jerusalem. Solving all those puzzles is quite a gargantuan endeavor. Alright. Well, let's continue on to number 7. Two last puzzles. Well, except for the for the lost puzzles. So we have a jammer. And we have blue connection. Okay, now everything is outside. I'll need to switch the priority of these. And in here I'll need a jammer. So I think this has to be connected. Right, I need to put it here so that when I open one up, it stays there, but once I open the other one, it blocks the connection and no longer powers that one, and this one stays open. And I can pick up the jammer and go through. Alright. Awesome.
Have you found any signs of Cornelius? Could he have returned to the island?
Nothing so far. But he knows this place better than any of us, and we have no idea what he's up to.
Are the generators working?
Yep, all good. Those Mark IIs are real workhorses. Wow, did you finish the setup?
Yes. Sorry I couldn't wait. It was so much fun to just do something again without having to endlessly discuss it first.
I know what you mean. We have a lot of work ahead of us, though.
We do, but honestly, Cornelius, I haven't felt this excited in years. Just imagine, one day they'll come here and we'll be able to show them a whole new world. A different future right at their fingertips. You do think we can do it, right?
I think, and forgive me if this sounds sentimental, as long as we're together, we can do anything.
So she did plan on... she did plan to show us everything. It was not meant to be secret. But it's sort of a trial. Photon sail. Okay, so there's that changing platform. We can throw ourselves in, and then we can take the fan as well. What we need to do is go up there. Probably that box and that fan, so that we can step on them. No, we can have two boxes. Alright, so first things first, we'll need to connect this so that we can go inside. Come here. And I'll need to put this closer to here. Yeah. I need to put this here. Okay. Now that this is closer, we can open it up again. But this time, take the fan. So that we have something to exchange it for. And then something else to weigh this down. Now that this is done, we can take these boxes and alternate. Alright. Awesome.
Congratulations, 1K. That was a hard one.
Not really. Just you have to figure out that you can put stuff on this barrier. But it was in the beginning DLC, I believe, in the Talos Principle 1. So this wasn't too much of a leap of logic. Alright, but that's everything. So now let's hunt down all of the question marks. I think this one is the closest one, or is the most isolated one, so let's go to that one first. Let's see what it is. Could be a puzzle, could be a lab, could be a terminal, could be a star. And it looks like it's a puzzle, which we'll need to get down from there. All the way around. So let's go down there.
I'm tired of waiting. Sometimes I think Mother is stalling. Like, we could already be done with this, but she's afraid of what will happen if we contact New Jerusalem. Our discoveries are amazing, world-changing. But how much longer can we sit around on this island? none of it means anything if people don't know about it. Can they really be so afraid of change?
As we see now, they are. So, yeah, they are afraid of change. We can change that. Right. So, let's see if this puzzle is any more difficult than the last 8. Alternator. So we have a rising gate, and we need to switch from blue to red. Alright. So that means that blue's gonna go here. Once that is active, I think we'll be able to do that. Yeah. So, not that difficult. So blue and red. Perfect. Anything else around here? Some recordings. Probably not, but let's explore anyways. Alright. So nothing here, so let's just go up here. Since we came down that way. See if there's anything new on this side. Okay, doesn't look like anything. Yeah, looks like nothing. So, let's go to the other question marks. Closest one to us right now is that one. And that's Prometheus. Okay, good to know. His moat was on a hand, on like puzzle 2 or 3. Yeah, this way. So we'll go to that one momentarily. First, there's another question mark. Way off in the distance right there. So we can run to it. It's up there. Or around. Yeah, around. Quite a wide space, this one. But yeah, the Lost Lab. Perfect. Let's see what kind of tech there is in here. The megastructure. Is there any other terminal? There is one here. What about in the hallway? No terminal in the hallway. Alright. So we have 2 terminals here, so let's read one. From Cornelius. Athena, I don't know if you're there or why you're not answering. It's been a long time. But I think about you and Miranda every day. In fact, I've been using the museum to further my research, and I think there is hope. You know, I wouldn't say it this lightly. Please respond, I will return as soon as I can. I'll steal a VTOL if I have to. Yours, Cornelius. Noema Project. So trial 40,000 to 89,900. Quite a lot. Remaining instabilities eliminated. 89,000 to 90,000. Final confirmation. Trial 90058 version 1.0 successfully deployed. It is done. What now? Alright. So something is deployed. Maybe the megastructure, and in that the apparitions appeared. I don't know, maybe. Motherhood from Inessa Pesho. Machines of Mercy from Motherhood, 12 essays by Inessa Pesho. Sometimes I imagine myself following the matrilineal line up against the river of time to the lives of my distant great-grandmothers. I try to imagine the sheer horror of motherhood, the agony of childbirth, the risk of death with every birth, the certainty of losing some of one's children. To us now, the loss of a child is a horror almost beyond words, a grief so deep it seems almost insurmountable. I try to imagine what it meant to live in a world where it was a ubiquitous reality, where you could only choose to respond with either an ever-deepening pain or an inhuman numbness, and all of it tied to the foundation stone of your existence, the body. This journey to the past reminds me that my freedom as a woman is on some level technological. Without medical technologies, I am reduced to the cruel logic of nature, which cares about nothing except reproduction. Without machines, I become a machine. Only machine allow us to be more than machines ourselves. From Spugna. Dear Founder, I heard a story that you left because you had discovered a way for us to become beings of flesh. Please, Founder, if this is true, please tell me how to achieve this miracle. I hate being a creature of metal and plastic, an abomination to the earth. Every day I curse myself for being immortal, for mindlessly consuming energy, for being so unlike the graceful animals to whom the planet truly belongs. I have stripped as many parts from this vile skeleton as I can, but it is not enough. I am still a machine. For the longest time I couldn't understand the source of my unhappiness, and I sought to blame our mayor and his associates for the decisions that made my life so miserable. But now I see that my problems aren't external at all. It's all me, and if I could change myself, if I could make myself truly human, I would be happy. Please, Founder, take pity on me. Yours in faith, Spugna. Yeah, so there could be a way with the use of the theory of everything to restore humanity, right? To restore the human condition to the human race. But yeah, or the species, the human species. From Hypatia. Dear Athena, I've been following the expedition to this incredible machine you've built. I don't know what's going on, and I wish Cornelius had told us the truth before he vanished. I wish both of you had told us everything from the beginning to be honest. It was unfair to just abandon us. But then, I abandoned you too, didn't I? After we lost Cerebi, I couldn't see anything except the unbearable permanence of her absence. It took me centuries to start getting involved again. But I did, Athena. I came back. And so can you. Love, Hypatia. There's always redemption. Everybody has the freedom, not the freedom, but everybody has the choice of repenting and of being forgiven by us, I guess. That's why jails exist. That's why prisons usually don't look up for life. And they lock up people for life because the sentence isn't long enough. If there was a means of punishing them by a time, plugging them into some sort of like, cognitive altering, machine, then that could be a way to solve prisons and overpopulation in prisons. But yeah. All right, another terminal. Trevor and the end of Trevor. It's people like Trevor as much as it is people like Alexandra who make the future happen. People with silly names like Trev, who aren't famous, who aren't geniuses, who aren't driven by a powerful vision of the future. Ordinary people whose work and sacrifice isn't even acknowledged or remembered. I will remember you, Trevor. You too held the world on your shoulders. Thank you. From Triclinius. Dear Founder, Byron and I used to go to the hills above the dam and observe the stars with the telescopes that I built. When I saw the stars like that, I felt such awe that I wished we had the ability to cry. I felt wonder, but I also felt recognition. I was seeing my home. The sea of stars is where we come from, and it's where we must return. I had so much hope then. I knew one day we would set sail. We would fly through the clouds of the nebulae. We would cruise across planets where it rains diamonds. We would follow the fading light of distant supernovas until at last we met our brothers and sisters of the cosmos. I could feel that day coming. I can't anymore, and I don't know how to live this way. Triclinius. In memory still bright, Hypatia about Cerebi. I lived with Cerebi for nearly a century. I will not pretend that all the days were good. Some were terrible. She was opinionated, she could be difficult, she could be unfair, and so could I. Sometimes we hurt each other, though we rarely meant to. But most days were good, and some days were great. A great day with Cerebi made you feel different, made you feel like something had been revealed to you about the nature of the universe itself, some innate goodness at the heart of all things, like Nadia Cerebi, whose name she adopted. She believed in the existence of something sublime beyond the material world. I hope she was right. I hope she's still somewhere. I hope she's not trapped in that broken body I tried so hard to repair. I was advised to let her go to get over my attachment. I tried, but it was the wrong advice. Love is what makes us human, and we should count ourselves blessed that we can experience it. My attachment is what kept me sane, what anchored me to this world. Even in death, she saved my life. I am grateful for the days that we got, but no amount of days would have been enough. Love is not finite, and it is for infinity that we must strive. I will do so for all of you who may still find love, in honor of Cerebi. Hypatia. If I had been more careful, New Alexandria would never have happened, and Cerebi would still be alive. And the last of Trevor.
Everybody's gone, except me and Alex. She's upstairs somewhere. Haven't talked to her in days. The only reason why I know she's still alive is she's submitting bug fixes. I still have a lot to do myself. I've almost got the the tertiary backup thing working. This is the one that's really gonna last if everything else breaks. And you know what? I think everything else might. The MLA still giving me all these hiccups, but I don't know. I'm not a software guy. All the software guys, yeah, they're dead. God, these time capsules went a bit sideways, didn't they? I was gonna tell you all about myself and John Carpenter and all that stuff, but mostly I just told you about Alex. Funny. I wonder if I should just... I should just tell her You know? Just tell her. Just tell her. Maybe later. I gotta finish this first.
Oh man. He loved her. In memory still bright. I would like to thank 1K for recovering all of Trevor's recordings. It's clear that they meant a lot to Athena, and they should mean a lot to us too. He is as much our progenitor as Alexander Drennan was, and we should not forget him. It's all a love story in the end, all of human history, even when people die or never even have the chance to get to know each other. Love is the only thing that survives the abyss of time. Without the love Trevor felt for Alexandra, without the love Alexandra felt for us, none of us would be here, and nothing would matter. Thank you, 1K. As tragic as this story is, it gives me hope, and who knows, perhaps she loved him too. Or could have. Man. Theory. Gold puzzles. Gold puzzle activation. I'm basing this on Athena's description of the simulation and what little sense I've managed to make of the megastructure systems. I think the gold puzzles are meant to open up when every other puzzle has been solved. And solving them will lead to something. In the simulation, trying to solve every puzzle instead of trying to defy Elohim was actually negative. No idea if the same applies here in any case. I suspect the puzzles won't open up until Byron's logged out. They represent the highest level of security, and undoubtedly hide something important. And as long as an unauthorized user is logged in, the system will stay in some degree of lockdown. Okay, so we have to first free Byron and then go to the gold puzzles. Fine. So this should be the last one, right? Hexahedral stacking. So stacking of cubes. Alright, we have a switch that will deactivate this. This door. We now have a box. And with this box, why is there red? Right. I think I know why. Because we can do this. But with a box, with 2 boxes. That way, this connection is interrupted, but once I remove a box, it opens up. Alright. So that's every puzzle. That is every puzzle, except for the golden ones, of course. Alright, now let's go back to the question mark. And then there's one over there as well. Lifthrasier? It's not him. Jurassic Justice. Alexander Drennan. From the MAA with Alexander Drennan. It's impossible not to love any character played by Jeff Goldblum. Of course, and Ian Malcolm gets some of the best lines. So the main reason he became an in-joke at Ian is just that he's memorably and funny. If we want to talk about what he represents on a more serious level, though, then I have to say that I personally think he's wrong. This neurotic fear that things will always go wrong, that we can never really have control over what we do, is misplaced. There's a legitimate critique of how the park operates, of science being subjected to the pursuit of profit, but that doesn't mean it can be done differently. And if you'll excuse me for going full nerd here for a moment, why treat bringing back the non-avian dinosaurs as some kind of transgression? The extinction of these magnificent creatures wasn't some sort of intentional step forward. It just was a random catastrophe. If we can strike a blow at the oblivious cruelty of the universe, that's an act of human justice. It's no less wrong than bringing back species we've accidentally driven to extinction. Horrible things happen all the time. Evolution favors survival, not beauty. If we can make the universe more beautiful, if we can add to biodiversity and bring back things that were lost, we absolutely should. Hell, maybe one day we terraform a planet and populate it with dinosaurs. But this time, we give them an asteroid defense system. Take that, Mother Nature. This is the Alexander Drennan that I love the most. Dreaming of all the good we humans could do in the world, I try to hang on to that. Expansion from G.K. Chesterton. But the expansion of which I speak was much more evil than all this. I have remarked that the materials, like the madman, is in prison. In the prison of one thought, these people seem to think in singularity. It's singularity inspiring to keep on saying that the prison was very large. The size of the scientific universe gave one no novelty, no relief. The cosmos went on forever, but not in its wildest constellation could there be anything really interesting. Anything, for instance, such as forgiveness or free will. So these expanders of the universe had nothing to show us except more and more infinite corridors of space, lit by ghastly suns and empty of all that is divine. Here Chesterton's imagination, normally so powerful, fails him utterly. The problem is that he is not interested in the universe, and so not only does he fail to see, he fails to even look. He finds what he expected to find. Exactly. And so he misses not only the grandeur of the universe, but the miracle that is magnified by contrast, that forgiveness and free will do exist within people. And Atlas 3, from the Atlas Variations. When Heracles came upon Atlas, the Titan had grown old and tired. I have borne the weight of the celestial spheres for 1 billion years, he said. All the comings and goings of mortals, the tragedies of chance, the pointless wars have left me weak. Soon I will falter, and the celestial spheres will fall and shatter. You must take my place. But Heracles was hesitant. I am young and strong and virile. I have many women yet to bed and many wondrous feats yet to perform. What a waste it would be to spend my life holding up the world instead. And yet it must be done, so what choice do I have? Saddened by the imminent loss of his heroic life, Heracles went for one last swim in the Ionian Sea. There, on storied Ithaca, he met a clever old man of many devices. The answer you seek, son of Zeus, does not lie within you. Rather it lies in the world around you, and in what you can make of it. And so Heracles used his divine strength to build 2 great pillars of stone, which even today hold up the sky, and Atlas was liberated forever. So a massive pillar into the sky. Okay, so it's the Sphinx. There's no laser. It's their path up there. We'll have to go around. Yeah. right here. Strat on here by chance. I don't see him. So I don't think so. Alright, so what kind of puzzle do we have here? So where the hands are, inside of a puzzle, in the middle right ridge. Okay. Shouldn't be that difficult, it's right there. But first, let's go do that. That blue moat. There we go. We are close. Perfect.
God appears, and God is light to those poor souls who dwell in night. But does a human form display to those who dwell in realms of day?
Alright, and the final two are going to be this hand, which I think will be Lifthrasir, and then the star that is near it, on the inside of this puzzle.
In my reports to you, I have often spoken about this island in terms that some might perceive as negative. I hope you understand that the opposite is true. Here in these green hills, I see tremendous potential for transformation and spiritual awakening. I do not see the world as you do, Athena, but I see the rot at the heart of New Jerusalem. If you and Cornelius want to go through with your plan, then this is the perfect place. My students and I will help you transport the remaining tech from New Alexandria. After that, once you and Cornelius are settled, we will leave for our great journey. I can only hope that we all find what we are looking for.
You have a new here, Lifthrasir. So Lifthrasir and his students helped Athena and Cornelius execute their plan. Another fascinating discovery courtesy of 1K. Yeah. Many of the events in our city's history that seem disconnected turn out to be part of a bigger pattern. There's something to be learned from that. This does answer some question I had, like how Athena and Cornelius transported all of that equipment from New Alexandria to the island. Disturbing, but good to know. Lifthrasir was so cool. Half the time I have no idea what he's talking about in his recordings, but it's all just so interesting and weird. Good work, 1K. Should we maybe send an expedition to go looking for Lifthrasir and his disciples? I'm afraid it would simply not be in keeping with our energy expenditure projections to mount such a massive undertaking. Alright, we'll see. And, yeah. Here's the picture. So, I think that's everything, except for the star. So, I'll go back to the Sphinx and pick up the star. I'll see you there, because it's, I think, quite a long ways. So, I'll see you there. Alright, so we're back to the Sphinx. Let's pick up the star.
A hammer forges, and a hammer breaks. But who can know the heart of the blacksmith?
And that's all 24 stars of the Talos Principle 2. So once we free Byron, we'll see what we can do with those stars. Well, if we can solve all the 12 golden puzzles. And yeah, I'm excited. They will surely be more difficult. I'm very, very excited to try them out. Alright, so let's go back to the gate where we can build a bridge to this massive monument. And light up the final laser, which will give us access to the final side of the megastructure. And we'll go inside and hopefully be successful in our freeing of Byron and restoring, the lockdown, so we can access those golden puzzles. And of course, do whatever is meant of us in the structure itself. Okay, so that. Perfect. And this goes straight. Will not help. So I think we need to go back a bit. this guy either. So let's just go with this one. Yeah. Perfect. Alright. Let's go inside and light up the final laser. This will be Prometheus. Probably. It's a long elevator ride. It is him.
You have heard the myths of gods and titans. But as you approach the end of your journey, I will tell you the truth that all men fear. The truth that neither Pandora nor the Sphinx will face. There are no gods, son of man. There are no titans, no heroes to save you, no divine judge to weigh your soul against a feather. Nature has no will, and she is not your mother. There is only you, and the spark of the sublime that is your mind. As for myself, I never brought the flame to humankind as the stories tell. I only showed you where it was within yourselves.
We must learn to wield the flame to illuminate the universe.
Yes, this is your duty. Your friend Byron understands this.
Can you lead me to him?
As you freed me, so I will help you free your friend. When you are within Olympus, follow my signs.
Alright. So we'll have a guide.
Alright, it's time to do this. Let's go get Byron.
And so begins the last leg of our expedition. So we'll go free Byron, but we will do that in the next episode. We will cut it off here and see what the megastructure has in store for us. So thank you very much for joining me in this episode. If you liked the video, consider dropping a like. If you want to tell me anything, consider dropping a comment as well. And if you want to see when the next episode comes out, you can even subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.